storm had arrived without warning. Dark clouds swallowing the sky, turning day into dusk. Rain fell in heavy sheets, drenching the empty road that stretched through the forest. The wind howled through the trees, making the power lines sway ominously. On that desolate road, a small figure dashed through the rain. An orange tabby cat, its fur soaked, its green eyes wide with fear. It was lost, abandoned by fate in the middle of nowhere. It had been wandering for days, scavenging for scraps, avoiding the sharp eyes of predators that lurked in the shadows. Hunger gnawed at its belly, and exhaustion made its paws ache. But stopping was not an option. The storm was growing stronger, and danger was everywhere. Then through the haze of the rain, the cat saw something, movement in the distance. It squinted, barely able to make out a shape emerging from the mist. A giant white rabbit. The cat froze, its instincts telling it to be wary. It had seen rabbits before, small, timid creatures that bolted at the first sign of trouble. But this rabbit was different. It was nearly the size of a dog, its thick fur fluffed from the rain, and its dark eyes filled with determination. It was running, but not away from danger, towards something. The cat turned its gaze and saw what the rabbit was running from. A pack of wild dogs. Their glowing eyes gleamed in the dim light, their lean bodies built for the hunt. They were hungry, and their prey was alone. The rabbit, despite its size, was no match for them. The cat knew it had to make a choice. It could run and save itself, disappearing into the underbrush. Or something stirred deep within the cat's heart, a memory of warmth, of kindness. Long ago, before it had been left behind, it had known love. And in that moment, it made a decision. With a fierce yowl, the cat leaped onto the rabbit's back, digging its claws in just enough to hold on without hurting. The rabbit stumbled in surprise, but did not stop. Instead, it understood. Together, they ran. The rabbit's powerful legs carried them swiftly over the slick pavement, its ears pressed flat against its head. The cat, perched on its back, arched its body and hissed at the oncoming predators, its claws unsheathed, its tail lashing. The wild dogs hesitated for a fraction of a second, enough time for the duo to gain a few extra feet. But the dogs were relentless. They were closing in, their growls growing louder, their claws scraping against the wet road. The rabbit, desperate, veered off the road and into the dense forest. Trees blurred past as it weaved through the undergrowth, leaping over roots and dodging low branches. The cat clung tightly, its heart pounding. Ahead, the land sloped downward toward a rushing river. The rabbit had only moments to decide. If they hesitated, the dogs would be upon them. With one last burst of energy, the rabbit leaped. For a moment, time seemed to freeze. They soared through the air, rain cascading around them, the river roaring below. The wild dogs skidded to a halt at the riverbank, their furious barks drowned by the storm. Then with a splash, the rabbit and the cat plunged into the icy water. The current was strong, pulling them downstream. The cat scrambled onto the rabbit's back again, its claws gripping wet fur as the rabbit kicked with all its strength, fighting to keep them afloat. The river twisted and turned, carrying them far from danger. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, they washed up on the shore, coughing and shivering but alive. The rabbit collapsed onto the soft earth, exhausted. The cat, trembling, nudged its friend, pressing its small body against the rabbit's for warmth. They had saved each other. From that day forward, they were inseparable. Through sunlit fields and moonlit nights, through hardships and joys, the cat and the rabbit traveled together. And whenever danger lurked, they knew they could always count on each other. Because in a world full of uncertainty, friendship was the one thing that could never be lost.